I came to Overbury at the back end of 2000. Tim Holland Martin had run it for many years beforehand and had had huge success breeding the likes of Grundy, Parsimony, Mummy's Pet. So there was a tremendous reputation already. When I arrived, we had Kayf Tara, and we had a busy first season because he'd come off the track with such a good reputation. He covered 170 mares in his first year. And since then, we've been trying to pick up boarding mares and build up our own band of brood mares. So little by little, we've been buying our own mares. We've got, I guess, 25 flat mares now and half a dozen National Hunt mares. We are very, very busy in the springtime with the number of stallions that we've got. We don't board everything, and I would say that when I first came here, 60% of the mares boarded, 40% walked in. I would say now 75% of the mares are walk-in mares, and we only board 25% here. So it's good because we don't have the room really to take any more than we do have, but certainly the stud is very busy in the springtime. Kayf Tara, well, he's kept the business going for the last 20 years. He came here when we first started, he came with us, and he has really kept the business going through the difficult first few years. I was working in Newmarket and I knew John Ferguson very well then. Overbury Stud became available for lease, and I was fortunate that the two managed to go together. Darley were looking to retire him. They didn't want him to stand at Dalham, and I was very fortunate that they were happy to send him here with me. He covered 305 in his busiest year, which would sound an awful lot to a flat breeder, but you have to remember that the National Hunt stallions carry on covering mares until August, sometimes September, so they have a much longer season. But he would happily cover 4 mares a day and get them in foal. So he covered big books, and he was very popular, so we had mares for him. Last year I think he covered 40 or 50 mares, and this year, provided he's still about, we'll take what we can and see how he gets on, but it will be playing it very much week by week with him. This is Jack Hobbs, who is about to start his third season with us. He was an Irish Derby winner, or he is an Irish Derby winner. He was second in the English Derby behind Golden Horn. He's second in the Dante as well. And he went on and won his Irish Derby, and he's by Halling. It's his third season, so we've got the first foals on the ground, the second crop are due. He has covered good books of mares, 160 in the first year and 145 in the second year. What is really exciting though is that he's covered a lot of the elite mares, so he's covered 40 elite mares in his first 2 seasons, and that's what's going to really help him get a good start early on, I believe. I think that the breeders are excited to have a horse of such good quality. He was obviously an exceptional racehorse, and to be able to retire a horse like him straight to National Hunt has been it's been a great boost for the UK-based National Hunt breeders to have a horse like that in their backyard, not have to go over to Ireland for something like that. Frontiersman is as well bred as any horse could be. He's by Dubawi, he's out of Ouija board, so you've got fabulous bloodlines on the top and the bottom of the page. He is a good looking horse. He is typical, as far as typical can be, of Dubawi's, and he was a very good racehorse, but I think there's reasons to believe that he could have been better than he actually showed us. He had a lot of problems. He had an issue with an eye which kept him in his stable, which then resulted in him getting impactions which had to be operated on. He also had a problem with some sore withers at a point. So to have achieved what he did was exceptional, and if he was better than that, well, he's a very, very good value stallion. Breeders have given him a good chance, so we'll see how he gets on. But we haven't seen any of his foals yet, so I'm excited about seeing what the first ones look like. Brivido is new to us this year. He's the first of the Sciunis to go to stud, and obviously pivotal Sciuni started off at relatively inexpensive prices and then went hugely expensive. Sciuni, one of the most exciting young stallions in Europe at the moment, and clearly we hope that Brivido can do the same sort of thing. He was an exceptional racehorse, but for a couple of inches he would have been a French Guineas winner. He's the highest rated winner of the Jersey Stakes at Royal Ascot, so he is a fabulous racehorse, had tremendous ability, great turn of foot. Andre Fabre said that he was one of the fastest he'd trained. He's a good looking horse, he very much is in the mould of Sciuni. He walks out and people generally say, ah yes, he looks like Sciuni, so hopefully that's a positive for him. He's been here for 3 or 4 months now and he hasn't put a foot wrong. He's been lovely to handle, and we're looking forward to seeing what we can cover with him. We've got some very nice mares booked in already, and I could think of Northeast Bay, who is the dam of Prince Bishop, who's a Dubai World Cup winner, so you know they're not all as good as that. Rosita Bay, I was underbidder for her. She went to the Doncaster Sales a long time ago now, and Richard Aston bought her for a lady called Janet Greenway. Luckily for us, Janet sent her to Kayf Tara at least a couple of times and produced some good horses, Storming Strumpet being one that Tom George trained. And then she decided to stop breeding and kindly offered to sell her to me, so I bought her then. And she went to Kayf Tara, not surprisingly, and produced a very handsome colt who is now Thyme Hill, which I sold to Brian Murphy from the field, and it was, you know, it was a good sale at the time, so we were very happy about that. Probably doesn't look quite so clever now, but no, we're very, very excited about his prospects now.